Yeah.
Bulawayo's up here. Harare's up there. And this thing was, we were here and we saw the thing coming from here, and it must have gone down here towards the Free State, the Orange Free State, Lesotho, and onto the east coast there.
Wow. At that trajectory?
Yeah, basically, it was more sort of oblique. It came across, in fact, it did come across our path in that direction there. I'm Chris Zurinakis. I live here in Johannesburg. I'm a pilot. I fly for the national carrier in South Africa. I've been flying in Namibia a few years, flown all over the world. And what I saw actually was over the Kalahari en route one night from Windhoek to Johannesburg on a scheduled passenger flight. We were in the cruise at about 25,000 feet, and we were en route to Johannesburg. It was probably about 7:30 at night. And I had a friend of mine who was going to formate on us in another aircraft. He was going to come up behind us and formate on us and then break off and go to wherever he was going. And he called us on the radio and said that he could actually see us, and he was coming up and we must keep a lookout for him. And we were looking left and right of the aircraft, and eventually we did see him. And I called him and I said, "Gerald, I can see you on my left-hand side." And he said, "No, we're on your right-hand side." And I actually said to him, "Well, I can see you on the left-hand side of the aircraft." And he confirmed that he was on the right-hand side of us. And when we actually looked out on the right-hand side, we could see him sitting there. We could see his aircraft on the right-hand side. And I said to him, "Well, if you're on our right-hand side, what is it we're seeing on the left?" And on our left-hand side was a ball of light. Don't know what it was. And he saw it, my co-pilot saw it, and we noticed this thing go from the left-hand wingtip across our track and disappear across the horizon. And that took about 3 or 4 seconds. And I asked Gerald if he had actually seen this thing. He said, "Yeah, he saw it. It went from the left to the right. He doesn't know what it was." And we were actually talking to Botswana Air Traffic Control at the time, and they don't have radar coverage, so we didn't bother to ask them if they'd seen anything. But when we got to Johannesburg, Johannesburg's got radar coverage, and we asked them if they'd seen anything in the last hour, which was unusual on their radar. And the guy told us that he'd actually seen an object disappear right on the edge of their radar tracking area. But they didn't think anything of it because it was going so quick and it was brief. It was probably 4 seconds or 2 seconds on their screen. So they didn't think anything of it.